It's here. It's here. It's finally here. I'm so excited. I have been waiting. This is my most anticipated book. My most anticipated book of the fall. I've been waiting for this book since last spring. If you know me at all, you know who my favorite author is, my favorite Christian mystery author. And she just released a book this week. And can I just say, it was supposed to arrive on release date. We had a lot of rain. I don't know if that's why. Amazon, I forgive you. So I didn't get to open it and do my video the day it was released like I was planning. But I thought, you know what? I'll open it and I'll add it to one of my other videos. So it's here. And maybe by the end of this video, I'll be able to tell you about the book because I'll probably devour it in a day. So are you ready? And it is not this. I'm just kidding. This is for grad school, the publication manual of the APA, text formatting, citing of, for writing. I'm in a graduate class and my professor required that book in addition to the textbook because we're at the almost doctorate level of writing. So here we go. He even said that class is sometimes a doctorate class, sometimes a master's class. That's why I say that. I'm this close to my master's in reading leadership. Okay, here we go. This is the book I've been waiting for. I got 2 books in case you're a little confused there. Ready? Dun 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 dun! Fallout by Carrie Stewart Parks. I can't wait. I betcha I'll have it done by the end of this video. I'll probably come back on and tell you all about it because I've been waiting for this book. So excited. Yay! Hey everybody, I'm back. I just want to hop on here real quick before I take my son to his football game. Whew, it's hot out and it's bright out. Sorry for the squinting. But I wanted to tell you, I've read maybe the first 7 chapters of Fallout by Carrie Stewart Parks. And I'm really liking it so far. It begins with a woman named Sam, who is an art teacher with young ones, I think like kindergarten, when this car goes into the classroom and destroys everything. And I think the ceiling collapses and she has nowhere to go. And so this woman named Mary happens to be there. And I guess because Mary follows the police around, she's looking for, I think, her husband who is missing. And so she shows up at this scene because the police show up. And Mary befriends Sam and says, well, wow, your purse is gone, your car is totaled. Why don't you, lost my paper. Why don't you come stay with me, And Mary befriends her and they stay together. Where Mary's staying, which is a B&B. And then there's, of course, these characters that are investigators. I forget what it's called, Clanfernin. I'll put it on the screen. But that was in the last Carrie Stewart Parks book that I reviewed as well, where it's like a rehab place for detectives or police officers with post-traumatic stress. And it seems that this is a series that is, I guess, Carrie Stewart Parks is writing and may continue. I am liking this one better than the last one. So then the detectives at that rehabilitation place that I can't seem to pronounce. It's a very Scottish seeming place, and there's even a guy named Scotty there. But anyway, they show up and they were in the car that crashed into the classroom. And so the person that was in the car, his name is Dutch. The driver is a woman who was an artist, was killed in the car accident. She was actually shot. That's what caused the car accident. And because she was killed, Dutch needs somebody to do the art for facial recognition. He's investigating a dead body, a corpse, and he needs to turn it into a face. And conveniently, this car has crashed into an art class. So Dutch is recruiting Sam, the art teacher, to draw based on the bones of the skeleton, the bones and the skeleton of a body or a corpse, I guess, that has been discovered. I'm only a little bit in. But I will say, one thing that I am saying is Sam has this friend Mary who's conveniently said, oh, stay at my B&B with me. I don't trust Mary. I'm only a little bit in, so I don't know. Maybe Mary is just this silly, fun friendship, but I think she's awfully selfish and she's up to no good. So we shall see. I'll finish the book and I'll let you know. Remember me? I'm back. It's Sunday and I am finished church waiting for my husband, and I have some exciting news. I finished my Revelation video. Last Sunday, I had mentioned maybe doing a video on the book of Revelation, and I was a nervous wreck. And I've been very nervous about that video because it's a really complex book of the Bible, and it's based on so many other things that occur in other books of the Bible. How can I explain that, as I said, in a nutshell? So I asked my seminary friend, my friend who graduated from seminary school. She was a seminary student. She checked it, and I asked my pastor to check it. And my pastor said there was one inaccuracy that I need to edit out of that video. So I don't know if I'm going to get to that today and post it. I like to post, Bible stuff on Sunday, but it might wait until Friday. This video I'm doing now is going to post Tuesday because I'm doing a tag in this video. I want to talk about Fallout by Carrie Stewart Parks, and I want to do a tag. Let me tell you real quick though, the Revelation, the inaccuracy, I had said that when the rapture occurs, there's going to be a bright flash of light. And my pastor said that's actually after the rapture. That's when Jesus comes back after the rapture. And when the rapture occurs, it's going to happen so fast in the twinkling of an eye that no one's even going to know. They're going to start to notice, hey, Christians are gone, but it's going to happen really quickly, and there's, probably going to be some explanation offered. And so it won't be as obvious, like a bright light and a trumpet sounding. So I confused that with Christ's next coming, Christ's return after the rapture. My pastor said, for the rapture, we're going to meet him in the air. The bright light is when he actually comes down here to rule. So anyway, I have to edit that because I don't want to post something inaccurate. The last thing I want to do is be someone's stumbling block. So that's my project for today. So I finished Fallout by Carrie Stewart Parks, and I really enjoyed it, and I highly recommend it. I was just looking at my last clip where I was trying to describe the book, and I'm all over the place. And I thought, okay, there's a lot going on in the book, and I'm trying to cover so many different things going on in the book. But if you're someone who can keep up with a lot of different things going on in a mystery, then this book might be for you. I loved it because I love Carrie Stewart Parks. It was definitely another one of the, I think it's Clan Fernin. I will definitely have to check that and put it across the screen yet again for you. But the girl, Sam, she ends up staying there, and she gets attached to some of the characters there. I love that there's possibly a very subtle romance, but it's not, over the top, and you're not, because I'm not a big romance reader, and I'm definitely not one for the heaving. So I liked that if there was a romance, it was not the focus. It was very subtle. There was a mystery. There was friendship. I don't want to get into too much because I don't want to give you any spoilers, but there was definitely complexity in the characters, and it was a good mystery, and I was just so thrilled to finish Carrie Stewart Parks' latest book. There was no cat, though. She had sent an email where I sent her an email telling her how I liked her book, and she was really good about that. She replied right away, and she had noticed my videos with truffles, and she said she's doing a book with a cat. I guess that's a later book, which I'm thrilled, more to come. There's another Carrie Stewart Parks book on the way, I hope, because I still think she's my favorite author. Okay, so let me tell you about my tag. I'm going to do a tag now. I was tagged in the currently reading tag. What am I currently reading? And I was tagged by Katie at Paperbacks and Ponytails, and I was tagged by Sam from the Book Bunch. So I want to make sure I do this tag, as soon as possible. And so it's posted today because I like Tag Tuesday. Today's Sunday, but I'm filming to post Tuesday. So let me get started on this tag. Question number 1, how many books do you usually read at once? And I had to stop and think about that. And I'm in graduate class. I'm getting my graduate degree as reading leadership, and it's really fascinating. There's a lot about what goes on in the brain when you're reading, and there's also stuff about leadership because I'll be in other classrooms with other teachers and things like that. So there's always books for grad school. There's the Bible. As someone who works in classrooms with other English classes, I work in with English teachers in their classes. Sometimes they're assigning a book, so there might be a book or two that the students are reading. I almost always have an audio book going for on my way to and from work. And then there's always at least one book that I'm reading, like a paper book that I'm reading for pleasure. So that adds up to 5 minimum. So I'm going to say 5. Question number 2. If you're reading more than one book at a time, how do you decide when to switch reading to the other book? Do you read a certain amount of pages in each book? Okay, so that one's easy enough for me. I read until I'm finished. I'm somebody who needs to finish. I'm not good at putting things down and picking up a different book. I like to devour a book. When I read a book, I tend to read it, If I have to put it down because I'm falling asleep or I need to go to work or I have to cook dinner, I tend to pick it back up again, and sometimes I stay up way too late reading, or I tend to spend a Saturday reading. I was at my son's football game yesterday reading Fallout by Carrie Stewart Parks because I just can't stop reading once I get into a book. As far as audiobooks, that's an easy one. When I get to work, I turn off the audiobook, although sometimes I do sit in the parking lot. If I'm not running late, I'll sit in the parking lot until the chapter's done or something like that. Let's see. And even with assignments, if I'm reading a chapter for grad school or an article for grad school, I tend to want to read it all in one sitting. Okay, do you ever switch bookmarks while you're partway through a book? I like sticky notes. I'm always, wherever I sit, there's like a sticky note somewhere. So I tend to put a sticky note in the book, and then I can use that sticky note and put it on the page and pick it up and move it. Sometimes I'll write a note on the sticky note if there's something that's interesting to me. Sometimes I even get into color-coded sticky notes. Sometimes I get a little carried away and I might have one theme with one color sticky note or one character with a different color sticky note. So I don't switch bookmarks because sticky notes, you can get a big pack. What else? Bookmarks. I'm really, if I don't have a sticky note nearby, or sometimes I'll have a piece of paper that I just shove in there. And it's funny, sometimes it's just like an envelope from something somebody mailed me or a card a friend gave me, I just shove it in the book. But if I don't have that, I fold the page. I know that's not great for books, but I'm a dog-ear person. I tend to fold pages. Sorry. Okay. Where do you keep the book you are currently reading? So I have a spot in the house where you may have seen me film there. There's a big window and the couch, and usually I film and I'm on the floor and Truffles is on the couch. I like to sit on the couch and read. There's that big window with all the light, and it's just very comfy couch, and Truffles and I tend to hang out there, and that's where I read. So that's where I keep the book, because that's where I read. Although sometimes I may wander to bed with the book in my hand and I'm still reading. My friend just left. I got to go in a minute. I'm still reading. So I might have the book by the bed. I definitely always have books in the car. There's the audio book and the book by the car. What time of day do you spend? What time of day do you spend the most time reading? I tend to read all day long. I'm always reading something. So, especially on the weekends, I'll just sit there all day and read the book. Certainly not during business hours. If I'm working with students, then I'm not reading. So in the evenings or all day Saturday, and definitely I sit in the car when I'm waiting for my kids and I'm reading. So. How long do you typically read for in one go? I've answered that pretty much. I devour the book. Do you read hardcovers with the dust jacket on or off? I tend to keep the dust jacket on and use it sometimes as a bookmark. Like I say, I got my Post-it notes, or I fold the page, or I just take the dust jacket and use that, like the little flap, and use that as a bookmark. Which position do you mainly use to read? My kids say I'm a couch hog, so I will like spread out on the couch and make myself real comfy. We have a couch with like a reclining thing for your feet, and sometimes I'll open the thing for my feet and Truffles will get on that, and I'll just lay on the couch and the two of us are right next to each other reading. It's a lot of fun. Number 9, do you take the book you're currently reading everywhere you go? Yes. Yes, definitely. Number 10, how often do you update your progress on the book you're currently reading on Goodreads? I have had a Goodread account for years. I'm not very good about keeping up on it. And then I have that like journal where I'm supposed to write down what I've read and take notes. I'm not really good about that either. Honestly, sometimes when I'm asked about books I've read, I go through my YouTube videos because that's really my record of what I've read. I'm not real good at documenting. It's funny because I document professionally, you know, as a reading specialist and a special educator, I document. So maybe I associate that with work and I don't like to do it for books. I'm not sure, but no, I don't really. I have a Goodreads account, but I don't use it. And then I need to tag some people. So let me see, who can I tag? Let me think about that. I would definitely tag Amanda at Book Lover Amanda. She's been such a wonderful friend to me in this community. And Chrissy at Chrissy's Purple Library. I've made some new friends. Let's see, I'm in a book club, so like a book discussion this month with Lovely Day with Holly, and Miriam Elizabeth Reads. I'll tag Miriam Elizabeth, and there's one other. I want to tag a new friend, Sky, at Read for the Sky. She said the nicest things to me in my comments this week and was such a source of encouragement. I'm going to tag Ariane at Book Zealots. Ariane, I don't know if you do tags, but you know, it's fun to be tagged, so I'm tagging you. I want to tag some old friends too. Latasha Haynes, that's somebody that I haven't heard from lately, and Fred, I'm going to tag you at Read by Fred, and Stacy at Christian Reads and Classics. And if I've forgotten anybody, or if you're interested in doing this tag, go right ahead because it's a lot of fun, and let me know in the comments because I'd love to hear your answers. All right, so whatever you're doing, I hope you're out there having a good time, staying safe, and reading. Bye for now.